morning.
Dude.
What happened?
Dude, where'd you go, man?
Yeah.
Okay, first of all, I'm on the wrong side.
Yeah, I can change that. Watch this. Boom.
Oh, phew.
Feel better?
Yeah, I was freaking out.
So you remember how before we went live, I was like, hey,
God, this light is making me crazy.
my screen is having issues, and then I fixed it. Well, apparently I didn't fix it. So right during the middle of the countdown, my screen that I use for monitoring everything goes down. It's gone, no signal. So I'm tightening stuff. I tightened the thing I thought I tightened before that fixed it. It didn't work. So I cannot see any of the stuff to monitor. I can still hear. I'm still part of the show, whatever. So then I'm trying to get it on my second screen. Well, I can't drag it from my first screen to the second screen if I can't see my first screen. So I had to shut one down and start another one up on the other screen.
You disappeared. So from my perspective behind the scenes, I'm dancing, and I really was dancing. Thanks for everybody for dancing. I even have a high ponytail today. So I was doing this whole whipping thing. I was having such a great time, and then you are over there which let me just be really clear. Aaron's panic is just like this. And he just gets really intense.
Yes,
that's it.
This is what Danae saw and knows me enough that it tipped her off. This is what I'm doing.
He's just looking around. He's literally just
panic.
looking around.
Welcome to panic.
It looks like you're I don't know, playing some sort of hide and seek game with your sanity. I don't know.
All right. So
anyway.
Craziness to the beginning. I will say this, Danae, unless I really take some time to move stuff around, I can't see comments today. So you're in charge of comments.
Oh,
all the way through the show.
Guys, look, I wrote morning DNA on my coffee cup today.
Oh, nice.
And this light is driving me crazy. It's a someday crazy show.
It is a someday show.
Hey, Aaron,
I didn't do the intro.
I know. I was gonna say it's such a someday crazy show. You didn't even do the intro. So do you want to do that now?
Sure. Let's go with hi, welcome. Let's do the show.
Wow.
Why don't you do it, Danae? See how it goes from you. How's the intro go if you do it?
Welcome to the Morning DNA, a live interactive show that we do every Monday at 9 a.m. Central, right here wherever you're watching it, and also some days. I'm the woman of a million distractions. He's the man with the shirt that never changes, but he is bathed. How is that?
That's great. No, I think that should be the new intro from here on out. Hi, I'm Aaron Dicer, the man who only wears one shirt but also bathes. I think that should be it. Yeah.
I love this message from Matthew who says, Danae is a closed container. Mark your calendars.
Yeah.
Yeah, I definitely ran out for coffee this morning. And JCD says, Aaron has met the wonders of technology, works wonders until you need it.
Happens sometimes, right? And there's always that thing where
you guys are razzing me. I love it.
It doesn't work until you're okay, can somebody else look at this? And as soon as somebody else comes looks at it, it's perfect. And it's
my gosh.
I promise you, it was broken just a second ago.
I remember the first time I had that conversation with someone where I was like, oh my God, that happens to you too, because it would happen to me all the time. When I worked at the call center, for example, my boss, his name was Matt. He actually is in the chat regularly now, which is cool.
Yeah.
Matt's amazing. You've met Matt. We had a fun, oh my God, we should tell that story sometime. Hold on, I gotta write it down in the book. Sorry, million distractions.
Feel free.
This is real.
Just know you're producing the show today, Danae.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
So, you have to do all the things and all the comments and all that stuff, because I can't see any of it. So unless you want me to move stuff, I could try to move stuff. I'm just afraid it'll.
No, it's fine. I got this. I just forgot what I was saying beforehand. That's all. oh no, I remember. And so I'd always have problems with my computer, and I'd be like, I have to call for my supervisor and be like, hey, I can't figure this out. He would literally just walk around the corner of the cubicle and it would start working again. And for a while, he legit thought that I was just being a troll.
Oh yeah.
So the first time that someone's like, oh, this happens to me all the time, I thought, this is a thing. This isn't just me. I don't just have bad computer luck. This is something that happens universally, where as soon as you bring attention to it, there's a solution. Okay.
All right, I have my screen back. Hold on,
You
nobody
do? You
breathe.
do?
Nobody breathe. Nobody
Okay.
breathe. Oh, look at all those beautiful comments.
You can see them.
Yes, yes.
Aww. Lauren says, I'm the instant fixer in my group. Nothing works. And I come look and it's fixed after I press a button. How does that make you feel? Like sometimes I love being the person that people can go to. But if you're like the instant fixer person, maybe it's not that great. Like maybe you're called over for way too many things. Like my mother she's a nurse. She went to college to be a nurse. But that was like a long time ago. And people still are like, hey, can you look at this weird thing on my back? And she's like, I haven't been a nurse for like 20 years. Put your shirt down.
Yes, in general, just put your shirt down. Yeah, I have to say it is usually me in these situations with people in my life where I am the look at it and fix it kind of person. So yeah, generally that's the case with my family. Is they're like, this isn't working, Dad, and I'm like, yeah, and I go down and look and it's working. So
yep, that's magical. Well, hey, you know what, guys? We have an exciting show today. Is going to be the normal kind of setup: the D, the N, the A, the U.
Normal in quotes.
There's no
Normal.
N, is there? There's no.
Huh?
There's no N. I said the D, the N, the A, the U.
Correct. The N just gets us to the A and the U.
The
DNA
N being nothing.
The N being and. So yes, the D in the N, the D and the N and the U and the A and the ribonucleic helixes and the DNA.
We're having a someday.
We are definitely having a someday. You ready to shoe a dough?
Let's shoe a dough. Oh, that's what I'm supposed to do. I'm supposed to shoe. Oh wait, no, you're back.
I'm back. I'm back, baby. I'm back.
Phew.
You can relax. You can be the woman of a million distractions again. I'll let you know if it changes. The mic won't pick you up very well from back there, but
I'm so happy.
Danae, you get to kick us off.
Yeah.
What is your topic for today?
Okay, so quick story. I have gotten some stamps. They're a thing. You can buy them. They help you mail stuff.
What?
End of story. That's it. That's my topic for the day. Yours, Aaron? No, I got some stamps and I have to do mailers for my job at least once a month where I send like notes out. Yeah. And I decided to also send a handwritten note to a few friends, just sort of like out of the blue, random things. I sent one to my grandmother. I sent one to a couple of friends of mine. And it was also like a way to say, hey, we've moved, because these are people who regularly send stuff in the mail to me and I haven't updated them yet. So I sent myself a letter because I mislabeled it. I was trying to send to my grandmother, and it was a really sweet message. Like, it's like heartfelt, like, Grandma, you know, you're such an awesome influence in my life. You've been a beacon of love and hope, and not everybody has that in their life. And I just want to say how much I appreciate you in this random note. I know I've said it to you out loud, but here it is in written format. Anyway, I hope you're having a great day. So I get this same message back in the mail because I mislabeled it, which, thank God I didn't do that to all the other ones. Like, I was sort of expecting every other one to come back to me. Thankfully, it was the only one that I mislabeled, which just tells me I'm out of practice mailing. And people don't usually mail stuff in the mail anymore.
People don't do snail mail anymore. Like, it's just a thing. Like, and honestly, to be honest about this, it's been a long time since people really have. Like, I remember even as I was in college, you know, that was just kind of, the internet was, you know, coming into the world, and it was still pretty slow, but email is not something that needs fast internet. It's just text, right? So it was kind of one of the first things the internet did really well was email. And then, man, once texting hit the scene, it was over. And so, yeah, it's been a long time since I've sent any snail mail. The only snail mail I've sent recently is just to like fans of some of the content we do. And, you know, and that's just kind of like thank you cards, that kind of stuff. We don't even do Christmas cards or any of that stuff anymore.
I haven't. I literally have not sent anything in the mail in so long. I'm not surprised I mislabeled it. And it's kind of a funny story, you know, where like have you ever, like, I don't even know how to describe it, but maybe like sent yourself something or you copied yourself on an email and then you hear your little email notification go off and you're like, ooh, I got an email. And you realize it was you sending it to yourself?
Yes.
It wrote-
Speaking of the being addicted to your phone notifications. Yeah.
It was like that, where my daughter is like bringing in the mail and she's like, Mom, you got a letter. And I was like, oh, cool. I felt like special. It felt unique. It felt different. It felt exotic. Like, oh my God, somebody sent me a letter. And then like the size of the letter looked familiar to me. When she handed it to me, the weight felt familiar to me. I flip it over. It's my handwriting on the front. I'm like, wait, what? I was so confused for like a split second until I realized I had mailed it to myself. What I'm going to do is I'm actually going to put this into another envelope with another message that explains what happened, because she's going to get a kick out of this.
Yeah.
My grandmother, she mails stuff all the time. I get birthday cards and anniversary cards and all this kind of stuff. But she's going to get a kick out of that. So I'm going to actually like include my mistake so she can enjoy the joke as well. And I don't mind, I don't mind being a little bit of a goofy person. That's just part of life, making mistakes. But I got a message from someone that received my mail. I sent one to somebody who was hurting, and then one to someone that was just literally, it was just this open, like it was a card that was blank in the inside, and it just said, hi. Yes, I literally just sent you this to say hi. Okay, bye. That was the whole thing. It was just this.
Nice.
I could have texted it to her, right?
Sure.
But it made her day. She sent me a text and she was like, oh my God, this meant so much to me. And, it costs like 55 cents or whatever, to do that. But it seems so much more personal to write something to somebody. And I don't know. What are you guys' thoughts? What are some of the things that you're reading about, Aaron?
Elizabeth says, me and my best friend used to send handwritten letters when he lived in Hawaii and I lived on the East Coast. He randomly sent me a handwritten letter just for fun. It was really, really sweet.
Yeah, really sweet.
Matthew says, the last snail mail I did was a little bit less than 2 weeks ago to request my absentee ballot for the upcoming election. Yeah, that's the other part of this conversation that we won't get too deep into, but the entire U.S. Postal Service has become a political conversation, as with everything in our lives, apparently, about trusting it, not trusting it, shutting down parts of it, all that kind of stuff. And for me, beyond the political nature of it, I just think technology advances, and I think we have to come to grips with the fact that snail mail will not be a thing. Deliveries will still be a thing. Snail mail's going away. I mean, I forget the last stat I read, but it was somewhere
you're bumming
around.
me out.
I'm sorry, I'm telling truth. Somewhere around 96% of everything that goes through snail mail is solicitation. And that's a broken system, right? Like that 96% of the paper
I like
we're
my
using.
Coupons. I'm just saying I like my coupons. You're welcome to send me all the coupons, Wendy's.
What I'm saying is we have to figure out a different way to do that, that thing you're talking about, where a thoughtful touch can mean, something, a thoughtful moment.
Well,
and honestly, it might be video chat, right? Because that's even more. I don't know. That's even more direct than mail.
But there's something about receiving something physical. Like, I don't know if I'm gonna just.
Danae has left the building.
Okay.
Mariella says, my parents are hoarders. I don't send anything by mail.
Oh, well, that's interesting. Okay, so this is all of the mail that I've decided to keep from my youth.
Okay.
And inside of here are like letters that back in the day my grandmother wrote, and she's gone now. And there's something really cool about seeing her handwriting. Do you know what I mean? There's something physical. And if you just like do a video chat with somebody, then they're gone. Like, I'm not going to remember what that person said in a loving gesture to me.
Sure. No, I get it. I am not as much of a memory keeper as you are, or as most people are. And so that is probably why I come at this from a different angle, because keepsakes they're just stuff. You know what I mean? Like memories.
They're memories.
But no, they're not.
But they're
not.
But they are.
They genuinely aren't.
Okay.
They trigger,
you know what, Aaron?
They trigger
I thought we
memories.
were friends.
We are friends, and I'm trying to help
fight
you.
now.
I'm trying to help you see my perspective. They trigger memories, and that's important. And I'm not saying they're not important, and I'm not saying that they're not valuable, especially to people who find their memories in those things. But they are not the memories themselves, and even further than that, they are not the actual people themselves. They are not. They are this idea that we have in our mind, and so I get the power of it. It's just not something personally I'm as attached to, and so that's probably why I come about this.
Nick says,
in the
why
same
can't
way.
email be thoughtful? You're technically still putting the same time and effort into writing it. Is it because our brains are wired to think pretty cards are more special? I don't know if it's for me the cards as much as it is like the handwriting. Is that strange? There's something really, and that's another thing that's kind of changing over time is handwriting. Like we don't even have handwriting classes in school anymore. It's mostly just how to use technology. But there's something about like just my grandmother's penmanship, my mom's penmanship. Oh, it's like, or seeing my dad's signature, it's instant nostalgia for me. So yeah, maybe it's just me. I think maybe others as
It's
well,
not just
obviously.
you. Oh, no. It's not just you. I had a thought, though. If video chat doesn't work, what about sending either audio or video? You know how through text you can send like an audio message or even through email? There's something there that you can play back
yeah,
and
for
have
real.
nostalgia. Like if you have somebody who's passed on's voice on a message. Like
Okay. But I opened up a card that somebody had sent to me where you open it up and it was their voice, like, happy birthday. And it was like this.
Well, yes, but card audio replay technology is different than sending somebody a voice message. That really turned into a dying cat there at the end. I just want you to know, somewhere cats are very scared that one of their own is passing on to the next place.
Oh, shoot.
Yeah.
Anyway, I think the whole point here is whether you want to do snail mail or not, whether you're nostalgic or not, like, I don't know. It meant something to me to send something physical.
Mm-hmm.
It's meaning to them to receive it physically. And whether the PO system is going to go away or not, ignoring Aaron. I use it while you can. I don't know. It's kind of fun. It's like it's an archaic system that we can still access, guys. It's this cool old school way of like connecting with people. And it wasn't, my mistake aside, it wasn't that hard.
Well, I'm going to add another technology aspect into this, and not how maybe it's going away, but how it's going to change. The ability to send and receive packages, which could include handwritten notes. We will always have a way to send physical. I shouldn't say that. What do I know? But it seems like we should always have a way to send physical things to each other. People need medicine. People need, packages, deliveries, all that kind of stuff. Mm-hmm. Technology is also going to change and make that more instantaneous. So the idea of, here we go, self-driving cars changes everything, because all of a sudden you don't have to have drivers to drive packages around. You just put them in the car and the car goes to the destination. So technology will continue to become more automated to where you could write a handwritten note, say this goes to such and such. You don't have to address it or anything. This goes to such and such, and you're subscribed to a delivery service. If the car shows up, you put it in there and it goes to them. So
I don't know what this future land you're talking about.
I'm just telling you, technology is a beautiful thing. It changes. It can be a beautiful thing. It changes to help us accomplish the intent and purpose of these things a lot of times. So yeah.
Well, thank you guys so much for all of, I'm like reading back through some of the things I missed as I was chatting. What great ideas and fond memories and also razzings that you're giving me. I appreciate it. I love it.
I'm going to go just a little bit off script here, Danae, because I think this is a good place to talk about a couple things. Untrapping says, can I ask for relationship advice, or is this the wrong place? Here's what I'll say. You're not in the wrong place.
No.
We'll talk relationships. We'll talk whatever you want to talk. We do have a structure to the show, and usually we do that stuff at the end. So we have a couple topics we talk about together, and then we kind of open it up for topics, and no topic is off limits. So
so what I would recommend then, Untrapping, is to we'll shoot it over to you here in just a minute, and you can write your question, and we can, if it's something that we think is something we can answer, we'll definitely take a stab at it. I love Matt's comment. How does the car leave the package on your doorstep when you're not home?
Well, let me tell you.
No. Let me answer. I'm gonna answer this one.
Okay, go ahead.
They know where you are.
Well, I don't think that's what he's asking. I think he's asking, how does it get the package to your door?
The technology knows where you are and delivers it to where you are.
But how does it get to the door?
Always.
It would be a mailbox system. The same way it is now. And
they would it's like a little robot mailbox with like a little tail that wags and like its little mouth is like and then like delivers it. Oh
I
my
think
God,
the first thing they will design.
Yay!
think the first thing they will design is the tail wagging. I think, Danae, you're right on that. Very nice. I think the last snail mail I sent was like personal in that way was probably in high school. Is that bad? I just don't think I've been.
No, I don't think it's bad at all. I genuinely don't.
I'm trying to remember if I wrote a letter to my now wife, who went off to college a year before I did. We started dating my summer after my junior year, somewhere around there in high school. And I may have written her a letter her freshman year in college. I'm not sure. I don't know that I did. But yeah, that would probably be the last time.
Like I said, I hadn't written one in a long time. And it wasn't even a letter. It was like, well, to one person it was. And it was just something to kind of like be like, I see you, I care about you, whatever, and they can throw it away. Like they might not even care about that stuff, but I don't know. I've got, it's almost also like I have cards. Why am I not using them? Let's get these cards. Like, let's use the stuff that I have.
Hey, the system exists for now.
Yeah. Use it.
Ready to move on to the A topic?
Mm-hmm. I'm
All
super
right.
ready.
What's your favorite seasonal candy? This comes from a conversation we've had on various times in our radio career / conversation career. And my opinion is fairly well known that seasonal candy are the worst candies, and that's why they're seasonal. If they were good candies, they'd be year-round. However, every seasonal candy has a fan, and I'm just curious, as we come into the Halloween candy season, not what candy is your favorite, what seasonal candy is your favorite? And it could be a lot of these seasonal candies have versions all year round now, but you know what I'm talking about. You know the kind of candy
We're not
I'm
talking about like the M&Ms that release a specific, or like the Reese's peanut butter cups that do like different shapes.
Yeah, that's kind of like adjacent. That's seasonal candy adjacent because it's really the same candy, just
over
different.
and over again.
Although I will say the Reese's cup shapes are different because it's a different ratio of chocolate to peanut butter. I don't know if you've noticed that. So
of course, because like if it's a bunny filled, it's like the outside is mostly just like a thin layer of chocolate, and then there's obviously that like that fat bunny belly that's just all peanut butter.
Yeah, they do eggs, not bunnies, but yeah, it's. The eggs
okay, mister. I hate seasonal candy, but let me correct you quickly on what is and is not available, especially related to peanut butter.
Listen, you're a Reese's fan too. You should know this stuff.
I love Reese's.
The Reese's eggs are my favorite Reese's, actually, and it is because of the ratio. There's more peanut butter to chocolate in the Reese's egg than there is in a regular Reese's cup. In fact, in the Reese's cups, I actually take a lot of the chocolate off the edges and just eat that separately so I can get the right ratio for the middle.
I'm trying
the
to
eggs are pretty
find
good.
Super quickly, like a quick list of just seasonal candies. Like a pre-existing list. The one that comes to mind is, for example, is candy corn. However,
it's disgusting. Candy corn is awful.
Nowadays, it seems like candy corn is available all year round. Do you know what I mean?
Well, that's what I'm saying, but it is a seasonal candy.
But it's a seasonal candy, okay.
Because here's what's happened with marketing. It's very similar to what Pringles does with like their special flavors.
Dang you, Pringles.
It's like this idea that something that once was niche is now like my favorite thing ever, and so they can sell it year round. So people are like, no, I love Peeps. Okay, here's 30 different versions of Peeps, and we'll sell them year round. And it's like, no, Peeps are disgusting no matter the version. Like,
all right, but we need to establish something, Aaron, because I feel like your vitriol may deter people from wanting to tell you
you're right.
Their favorite seasonal candy.
No, bring it on.
So let me just make sure. We're asking for favorite seasonal candy, not favorite seasonal candy to diss.
True.
Are you wanting? Are we wanting to be?
Are
like,
you
what
asking me?
Your most hated, or
no?
Okay,
no. I mean, sure. Listen, it's our show. We can talk about what we want.
Okay.
But are you asking me not to have a negative attitude towards people's favorites? Is that what you're saying?
No.
Don't hurt people's feelings. They like this stuff.
I am telling you that you're coming off like a butthead. No, I'm kidding. No, I'm just saying. I'm just razzing you. I'm just razzing you.
Right. No, they're giving some great ones. Nick says pumpkin cookies,
which I've never had.
It's not bad. Have you had pumpkin bread? Pumpkin bread is one of my favorite seasonal treats. So yeah.
JCD says, let's be honest, the best seasonal candy is the candy cane.
Okay.
Whoa, that
Okay.
blew my mind. But you're right. That is a seasonal candy.
Yes, it definitely is.
When
And
is
for me,
it
it fits in the category of seasonal for a reason.
seasonal for a reasonal? I love candy canes.
Do you?
Yeah.
I'm withholding comment as to not be a butthead. The only thing I remember loving
Do you love any candy, any seasonal candy at all?
that's what I'm saying.
Besides
I'm looking
the
for
one.
it. If somebody can come up with a seasonal candy that I enjoy, that would be amazing. The only thing I remember loving about candy canes was sharpening them into a dagger. That's
why they're amazing, dude. Dude,
taste should factor in. That's all I'm saying.
I don't think they taste that bad.
Nick says, "Do cookies count?"
Sure.
If so, that's my favorite.
Well, there's another comment that we're going to get to too. That's like a homemade thing. So then that's super fine. Whatever you guys want.
Right.
But nationally available is probably more known, or international.
That's kind of what we're
depending.
talking about. But the other stuff's great. Yeah.
This is where I turn into a butthead. I'm sorry, Untrapping. Cadbury cream eggs are horrible. But I'm glad you love them. And mini eggs, are those the ones that are kind of like the malt in the middle?
They can be, or they could just be chocolate. But
lots of love for mini eggs.
Yeah, mini eggs come out once a year, Easter, and I've heard them called robin's eggs.
Yeah,
and
those are. They have a strange coating on the outside, but I love the malted inside.
This is some of the things with the seasonal candies. They have that weird aftertaste thing going on with their coverings. Yeah.
Here's one from DCPT22 who says, hands down, Nerds jelly beans. It's a jelly bean coated in nerd. Amazing.
What season is that for?
What season is that?
Was there a nerd season I don't know about? Oh, that's summer movie season probably. But
okay, yeah, I'm looking this up.
Yeah, I've never even heard of that. That's
okay. It appears that there might be a bunny ear on the nerd, so I'm wondering if it's a nerd thing,
like an Easter thing.
Yeah, like an Easter thing. I've never seen these before, but I love jelly beans, but I'm very particular with my jelly beans. So I want to try that one.
Matthew says the homemade chocolate peanut butter Buckeyes that his sister makes for Christmas. Yeah, we had those growing up all the time, where you cover the peanut butter. It's good. It's good. I like anything peanut butter based.
Aaron says, it's not really candy, but definitely was seasonal. When Sierra Mist Cranberry Splash was out, I drink pretty much exclusively that.
That reminds me of Tyler's comment, which is, does the McRib count?
I mean, there's a lot of sugar in it, so sure.
Yeah, it's our show. Yes, it technically counts for sure.
Here's a joke from Slab who says, 40 members and Aaron will eat candy corn Oreos.
Sure. Listen,
oh no, stop
making me eat stuff I don't like, that I'm totally down for that. Yeah, we can do that. If you want to be a member, $5 a month at patreon.com/Studio DNA, part of Team DNA.
I'm super loving this comment from Matt. It's not technically candy, but shout out to Danae's husband, Justin. I'm going to have to go with Little Debbie's Christmas tree cakes. Okay. So those are a cake. We've included cookies. The super counts, and it absolutely is seasonal. In fact, most of Little Debbie's snack stuff that we talk about here in our household, because my husband works for Little Debbie, are the seasonal things. So, and he is obsessed with those those cakes, like in a bad way. And it's bad, guys.
Elda Werhada says, Mon Cherie alcoholic knockoffs my Oma makes with 90 proof booze for New Year's Eve.
Dude,
that's loaded. Don't drink much of that. That's intense.
Oh my gosh, that's
Erica
amazing.
says, don't you like those Red Hots, Aaron? No, I'm actually not a fan of Red Hots, believe it or not. Although I don't know that that's seasonal candy either. Is it? That's interesting. Yeah.
Oh my God. You know, I think the reality is that no matter what happens, we know that companies are going to make seasonal stuff, and sometimes it tastes bad and sometimes it tastes good, but it's all being eaten. Otherwise, they wouldn't keep creating it. Or theory, they just send the same candy out again the next year in a new package, because some of it is really disturbing. Like the ones that you and I talk about regularly, like the Halloween candies that come in the
orange
and black
plastic or whatever.
Yeah, the wax paper.
Yeah,
that stuff's been around since
the little
80s.
little candy hearts. Just eating chalk basically. Those little candy hearts at Valentine's
Oh,
Day.
yeah. You're talking about flavored chalk? Yes.
Yeah. Yes, flavored chalk. Exactly. Lolly
Lollipop,
says,
yeah.
I'm going to upset you all. Pumpkin spiced anything is trash, runs and hides. You're not the only one that believes
No,
that,
you're
by
not.
the way.
You're not.
So nobody hates you. Nobody hates you.
Okay, so Slab says jelly beans are year round, though. That's true, but there are seasonal jelly beans, too.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, I definitely love jelly beans. I used to have a pair of pajamas that had jelly beans all over it when I was a little girl. Like, I want to say I was 6. And I loved those pajamas so much. I remember the disappointment of growing up and no longer fitting into the pajamas and holding them at night crying because I loved them so much because they had jelly beans on them. Isn't that weird? Like the weird memories we have.
Yeah, no, that's
Where
amazing.
I'm like, I can't wear you anymore because I'm too big.
I'm so sorry to have let you down. My dimensions have exceeded your grasp. I'm so sorry.
Failed you.
I've become too much for you. It's not you, it's me. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. All right,
let's kick it to you.
Yeah, we're getting ready to move into the you section of the show. And this is where you determine the topic. You ask us a question. Any question you have. Every question is allowed, but not necessarily every answer will be given. But we would love to hear the questions you have. No such thing as a stupid question. Only such thing as questions we won't answer sometimes.
That's true.
So there you go.
But we won't disclose why.
Or maybe we will. It's our show.
First one comes from Archimedes, who says, when using a headset or headphones on a computer, do you prefer over the ear or in ear, and why do you prefer that? So, good question.
Let's visually take a guess based on Danae and Aaron's headphone choice right now.
I love over the ear, but I think it's because I have a normal sized head.
Thank you. I will follow that up by saying I do not have a normal sized head.
No, well, I mean, you and my husband both, that you just have bigger noggins, and so it kind of compresses in, and that can be really uncomfortable for a long time, like long time wearing. But I have the Sony Professionals. These are the ones that are standard. Like, they've got a really wide band. They're like padded here, and they're obviously really padded here.
Hey guys, and so hear me.
And they fit my head really well.
So
and they're also anything. Oh my God, Aaron, what are you doing? I'm trying to give a review of something, and you're being
I just had my chance.
I'm gonna have to watch back. Anyhow, just gonna pretend I didn't know that was happening. I also like them because they're like, one side's the right, one side's the left, because they're kind of curved in a specific way, but it is plugged. And so it has a long cord. So that might bother some people, but it doesn't pull on me too much or anything. So I prefer that because I have like a full immersion, but I don't like that it can like mess your hair up.
I will also say, Archimedes, I love that you put "you" question at the front of your question. That's actually helpful to us. Like, if we're scanning comments, because lots of comments are coming in.
Maybe we should make like a little banner that says "you" question or something.
Or you just like, you can put a little you colon at the beginning, and that kind of gives us an idea that you're actually asking a question. But I will say this about my headphone experience. I actually don't mind over the ears. They're okay for limited use for me. It does hurt a little bit after a while. When I'm doing something video-wise, I like in-ears just because they're less bulky for me. I already have a bulky head. I don't need something else bulking it out even further. So maybe that's a little self-conscious thing. But overall, I like the Bluetooth just in-ear. And honestly, the cords of any kind, including the ones I'm wearing now, for some reason, my head feels like it wants to like go with the cord, and so I come away from wearing these like with neck pains and that kind of stuff. So I just like the in-ears. And in fact, if there was a way to install headphones into my head, I'd do it immediately. I would do it immediately.
He would like opt in for a cochlear implant style thing.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that would be amazing.
He's that guy. who loves that kind of stuff.
It is. It is.
Let's see. I've got one up here. We've got comments coming in on over the ear and in ear. Sire Egdo says, can you get a group of 8 to 10 together and live stream play Among Us? You all playing that game would be max hilarity. Oh my gosh. What do you think about this kind of stuff, Aaron?
I love it. We had a segment on Shoe the Dough called Try It, I think is what we called it. And we basically took requests for people who wanted us to try games, music, shows, whatever. So yeah, we could try to live stream some gaming. I'd have to figure that out.
Yeah, especially
it wouldn't be easy right now, but we could try to figure it out.
Yeah. I think that's probably the next evolution of where we potentially could be going, is to start live streaming and even do like reaction stuff to content. But the issue is, like, for visual stuff and even music too, is just what platforms will allow us to not only play content, but where if we save a video or something like that, is it allowed for us to have that? Twitch is a great place for that, and I see that you're actually on Twitch, so I would say it's a possibility, and I would love to do that. It certainly depends on time, though. You know what I mean? Like,
yes,
we'd have to do it maybe on a weekend when we're not working, and we already have a lot of stuff going on the weekends. And I'm a mom, he's a dad, so it's like we have to find time. But if there was a massive demand for it, I think it'd be a lot of fun, especially if some people from our jobs could join us. That'd be kind of fun.
Tyler says, can you remember a topic from your Christian radio days you guys wanted to talk about but couldn't?
So many.
Anything come to mind, like particular? Like, do you remember like a single moment where you're just like, I really want to say this thing, but I can't say it, or really want to talk about this thing?
I mean, RuPaul's Drag Race is just off limits, right?
Yeah. Well, possibly not. I will say this for the station that we worked for together.
I was just being silly.
No, I know. I will say this for the station we worked for, and also for many other Christian stations. I always put that in quotes because it's a weird thing to me that we call radio stations Christians. But the idea with a lot of those stations is you can talk about anything you want as long as you put the right angle on it. That's kind of the talking point when you talk about what you can't say on the radio. You can talk about whatever you want. You just have to find the right way to talk about it. I think that works to an extent. I think it's a little bit incorrect, because honestly, if we wanted to go on and talk about something extremely political, if we wanted to give our political beliefs, those kind of things, we probably wouldn't survive that that air check. Would not be a good air check.
We tended to, like, if there was a tragedy, like if there's fires or hurricanes or things like that, as an example, and we want to talk about it because it's relevant, we really couldn't talk about certain parts of tragedies because there's so much of a triggering aspect for our audience. But yeah, I mean, one thing I would have loved to have talked about is Santa Claus. I think that'd been a fun topic, but there's so many kids listening, like you can never go there. That's just like a fun answer, but like you could never talk about like, when did your kids find out, or things like that. That's a hard stop. No, we don't talk about that. So
no, that's true.
And there's a couple other ones too, even in like the sphere of talking about faith, just to be very careful because so many types of faith are listening and you don't want to be too diversive. So essentially you would have a topic and you would kind of bland it out so that it wasn't unintentionally diversifying. And it's a tricky thing to do.
And it's something we continue to do here too, just naturally. There's, our beliefs are not necessarily your beliefs, and we want to be respectful to that. And we are thankful and grateful to have so many different worldviews that enjoy hanging out with us. That's one of the things I love about doing this show, is the variety of worldviews. And so, we want to be respectful to that. And for me personally, I want to be an example of what it means to actually have public discourse that is respectful and loving, and it isn't dependent on me telling you you're wrong and being stubborn about it. And unity is my thing, right? Like that's our thing. Like we want to unify people, and so yeah, we try to stay away from divisive things. At the same time, we'll tell you what we believe, but I don't think that we're scared to. That's
not what I'm saying at all, guys. Panicking about Santa. I didn't say that. I said just talking
See?
about
There
him.
was a reason, Danae. There was a reason.
Shoot. Whoopsie. Just stuck my foot right in that one.
You remember what my son Justin
Oh, yes.
said about
Oh,
Santa
yes,
Claus.
I do. It's one of my favorite Santa stories ever. So we're actually talking about Santa in our house too. Like, okay, what are we doing here? Because
what are you doing? What are you doing? I'm so curious.
By talk about it, I mean like, hey, what are we doing about Santa? And Justin's like, and then we stop talking about it. So, thank God she's like 3, 4, but I mean she'll be 4. Well, she'll be 3 this Christmas and then turning 4 in the spring. So we're in that sweet spot where whatever we say, she's probably not going to remember, but she's definitely going to be repeating it. So
I have been a hypocrite on this a few times in my parenting life, but overall, we decided not to lie to our children about as much as we didn't have to. You know what I mean? Like, there's a difference between not telling your children things that they're not ready to handle and straight out lying to them and telling them that something is real that isn't. And so we would let them own the conversation and go, kind of go that direction. So that's kind of how we ended up happening.
Yeah.
Lolly says, you question, what was the last thing you saw in an actual cinema?
Mine was the one for Sin Week, actually. We went to when we were in Sin Week in Nashville, it was just before the pandemic really like took a turn, and everyone kind of had to stay home and not travel, things like that. It was literally where we're all like,
Yeah.
It was crazy. But we all, for Sin Week, were supposed to see what was originally going to be in theaters, Aaron?
Well,
do you remember?
No, we went back and forth. I mean, the Kong movie, the King Kong versus Godzilla, I think was originally supposed to come out that weekend.
There was going to be some big action film. So originally we were going to go see some big action film, but things kind of kept moving around. And so we all went to go see the Bloodshot. Thank you.
Yeah.
And so that's the last one I saw in the theater. And actually, since I see so few in the theater, I think that was only like the 2 times I've been in a theater this year, and it was that movie. So, and I was watching it with the crew from Sin Week, which was fun.
I went and saw Tenet recently, so I've actually seen something. I was going to say post-COVID, during COVID, I should say. So I went and saw Tenet and loved it. Alder Wahada says, I miss your morning or midnight show on that station in St. Louis. I'm glad you brought it up because I should say sometimes I think it can come off as if we are anti the stations that we were on. That is not true at all. We have good relationships with all of them, I think. We have different differences of opinion on some things. But specifically, the station in St. Louis is my favorite, quote-unquote, Christian radio station. I love Boost. So if you're in the St. Louis area or even it's online, you can check out Boost Radio.
Boost Radio is fantastic. They're great, amazing people. They're having a lot of fun. Jabo and Yoshi do the morning show. Mike Couchman is on air. And Neil from Neely Time, he's on there. And they've all been working really hard. And they're doing really great things in the industry,
it's a great
too.
Crew. Yeah.
They're really influencing the radio culture at large. At events throughout the year, they're all on panels. They're all writing and very, very involved in like the programming and the conversations about like diversity and the importance of representation, having different kinds of music, breaking the normalized standards of what you should and shouldn't play on radio and stuff. But they're just, and they're very young, a young sound, quote unquote, young sound. So it's just neat to see such fresh energy there. And Aaron and I loved being their morning show. So thank you for listening when you did. We miss it too. And we're just kind of following the flow of our life. And it's taking us in this new direction that we're really enjoying as well. It's a lot of fun. And we have a different style of influence now, which isn't that we're, I don't know. It's just it's a different world. It's a different style of just living life. And we're really happy to be doing so.
Yep.
Guys, thank you for your questions. We'll see you guys again on Monday or someday. We go live at 9 a.m. Central every Monday. And so wherever you're watching, whether it's YouTube, Twitch, Periscope, the other one, we are
the social network that shall not be named.
Yeah, we're happy to be here and happy to have you. you can set your personal like alarm that Mondays at 9 is when we for sure will be here. But because we don't know when we're going to go live throughout the rest of the week, turn on your notifications wherever you watch. And thank you so much for your support. And a huge thanks to our patrons. We did not expect all of the love coming out of the gate. We've been doing this for just over a month in this new format, and we've gotten so much support, not only just like in the chat, but also on Patreon and messages. I've gotten several personal messages, just excited to see us back. And it's awesome. So thank you guys so much. You can find out more at patreon.com/Studio DNA.
Become a part of Team DNA today. We would love to have you on the team and appreciate it very much. Again, it's just $5 a month. There are no like levels or anything like that to support what goes on here. And we are count them, 4 Team DNA members away from making the man of a single black shirt wear a shirt of your choosing for an entire week. So
and we got a message on
people.
Twitter. I think there's going to be 4 shirts up now. There's the Dungeons and Dragons Dragon Horde gold shirt.
Yes.
There's the You Done Messed Up Aaron shirt. There's supposed to be a Be Love Give Love shirt. And then the 4th one is actually a really bright shirt that says "Go live life and do stuff." So there's apparently going to be many options, and you guys will be able to vote. We're going to have a lot of fun. Stay tuned. We'll tell you all about it as it comes. But for now, guys, have such an awesome day. Enjoy your rest of your day, tomorrow, the weekend, and we'll see you guys later.
Bye. Love you all.